Welcome back here. Afternoon's competition at 2014 PSP Mid-Atlantic Open. Second stop on the PSP Tour. Next up is going to be Chicago at the legendary CPX Sports Park. So make sure you sign up early. This event's sold out. 181 teams are here, and we're about to watch the Challengers Division. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez. So Todd, Boom about to play Red Storm. You know, it looks like Red Storm on the left-hand side, Boom on the right. So Red Storm in those black, white, and red jerseys, left-hand side of your screen. And look at this, Boom, Todd, all the way up to the 50 off the break.
Yeah, Boom checked out, came in early, saw up the middle that there was nobody looking at him, came right in there to the A. It looks like he picks off that first player trying to bump out to the Dorito side. So just 3 bodies left alive now as 2 bodies drop early. And here goes another one trying to bump out to the Dorito side. Nobody has any idea that the Boom player has moved up there into that center A, and he is just chopping players up, trying to fill out to that Dorito side. Now only 2 bodies left alive for Red Storm. 1 in that Dorito side tower, 1 down here in the Snake side corner, and lots of bodies left alive for Boom as they make a move from that Snake side can all the way across into the 50 Snake. So tough position right now for Red Storm as Boom now in control of the 50 Snake and the 50 A.
Well, Todd, Boom doing a much better job of pushing up the field and shooting bodies right now. Just 2 players left alive for Red Storm. Trevor Regan, Jason Dennis, Martin McNamara, and Christopher Jansen. Names that we've said before on this webcast for Boom. You know, Boom it's another one of those awesome success stories coming out of the divisional ranks. This is what's possible. This is the Challengers Division. These 2 teams haven't found much success yet, but you know what? They just got to the Challengers Division, Todd. And as we've seen, the Champions Division games have been playing out here in a couple of the Challengers Divisions, but the Challengers Division is a professional division too. And here comes the move now past the 50-yard line for Boom.
Yeah, Boom trying to make that move up through the middle of the field. Caught the Red Storm player in the Snake corner with his gun down and wraps around and gets a kill on that tower. Number 13, Copland, rocking off right now as right there Trevor Regan and Jason Dennis, who came up in the middle of the field right into that A and got a ton of kills. I mean, just did work right there for Boom to go up 1-0 against Red Storm. So big game right there by Jason Dennis, creeping up in the center of the field into the A, getting 3 kills. 2 of them were on those bumps out by Red Storm to the Dorito side.
Now, so Red Storm's going to have to go back in that pit, and I hope that they had guys watching say, hey, look, this is exactly what Boom did. They definitely know how to play this field. I really do like the execution that we saw from Boom in that point. And another thing, too, is that, look, man, when you start out these games, you got to set the pace. You got to set the tempo. And you have to send that message to the other team. And it's tough, though, because on this layout, we've seen that pocket play work so much. You double up the 2 back bunkers, and then you either risk a guy to the D side, or you risk a guy Snake side, or you send him up the center. So what Boom did was they sent a guy all the way up to that 50-yard line fortress. That paid dividends, and then Boom, Boom started to win some of their gunfights. And that was the story of that first point. So can Boom continue here to put up some points? Or we'll see. I mean, it's early on in the game. It was a 2-minute point, 18 minutes left on the clock. We'll be right back after this.
If you want some summer fun this year, join the JT First Shot Challenge, Saturday, June 21st at the Chicago PSP Open. It's only $75 per team, and all of your gear and equipment is included. This event is all ages 9 and up and requires no experience. There will be prizes for 1st through 3rd. Teams, you can get a free case of Evil Paint by referring a team to this exciting low-impact sport. You'll also get tips from pros, free tickets, and discounts in the PSP Chicago event. For more information, go to jtfirstshot.com.
Man, I love that first shot. It's so good for younger players, not just to hype it up. No joke, man. I've been to a lot of fields where that's really blowing up, man. I really wish I had that when I was a kid so we didn't have to shoot BB guns at each other.
I never got into the BB gun game.
Hey, I lived on a canyon, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, one of the Red Storm players flipping out over there, asking for a check in the Snake side can. And looks like he's going to be clean. Red Storm finally making it out over here onto the Dorito side. That looks like, I think that's Dylan Hopkins. over there in the Dorito for Red Storm. But Boom, once again, up into that A on the break. Red Storm not doing a whole lot about it. And it looks like Red Storm might have caught a bouncer in that tower.
Well, and then also Slava, they're, man, such a great paintball ambassador in Europe, and then also in Eastern Europe as well. Slava runs the CPS event, and if you're in Europe and you want to play a really fun event, they focus on fun. That's what it's all about over there in the CPS. And he's actually the guy that runs that. He plays for Red Storm, plays in the PSP, and Slava now digging out to the back corner bunker. There's Slava of CPS fame, and he's now going to wrap around. And it looks like, again, better field position, Todd. Boom is on the attack. You know, this is a very tough field, as we've seen all tournament long, to make it up in the snake. Getting up in that center is not as difficult, but it's still, you got to earn that move, man. We've seen guys get chopped up trying to make it up in the center.
Yeah, and Boom, you know, getting up in that center right away has really helped the players in their backfield advance into the positions that they want to get in up the field, you know, with a lot less contest from Red Storm, as Slava bumps into the Snake 1 for Red Storm. But, you know, Boom now in the Snake side corner, Snake side 50, Dorito 2. You know, that player up there in the A, you know, looks like Jason Dennis again. You know, he's just really controlling the back players with his gun.
I like how
standing in that fortress.
Todd, I like how calm and methodical he is up there. You know, not playing too frantic. It's very important to keep your composure at all times. I mean, yeah, you want to have crisp, fast snapshots, and you want your wits about you. So you don't want to be lazy in there, but that's just kind of a stylistic difference, some players. But I like that Jason Dennis has been doing well up there, realizing, yeah, man, I can get a lot of work done from here, and I'm an important factor in this game plan. So Boom with the slight advantage. They have Jansen, Dennis, Wenk, and Schumann on the field. Red Storm, Rittenhouse, Slava, and Hopkins left alive. Slava's in good field position here in the Snake. So right now, Red Storm really needs a kill, Todd.
Yeah, they only shot one body so far, but Boom with that great field position, you know, really in control right now, and with the 1-0 lead. So they don't have to force anything, you know, gonna play smart, you know, pick their gun battles wisely. Again, Boom coming out of the back of that Snake 1, diving into the wedge on the Snake side. Now in good position to protect his teammate in the 50 Snake, but still advancing up the field on the Dorito side as well. Boom now in Dorito 3. And Hopkins, Slava, and Rittinghouse over there in the back center.
Yeah, slow point here because it's very close on the body count. 4 for Boom, 3 for Red Storm. And Boom has not only the point advantage as it's 1-0, but they also have a much better field position right now.
Yeah, a couple Floridians over there playing with Red Storm, and Dylan Hopkins and Brandon Rittinghouse. You know, Rittinghouse, I believe, actually played for Damage.
Look at this,
for a few tournaments.
Look at this battle, snap shooting battle. Oh, Slava, great job by Slava, gunfighting back to get dominance on that tape. He also had a head check away from a ball, dodging one. Slava's got great reflexes, very crisp on his gunfights. Slava is definitely the thorn in the side of Boom right now. So Boom's gonna try to work Slava out, but they're not putting a lot of pressure on him. You know, Slava's kind of free to work in there, and it looks like number 23 for Boom, Kevin Wenk. Wenk doesn't really want to engage with Slava on this tape line. Slava's left-handed too, and Wenk's right-handed. So Slava looking real good with those left-handed shots, but you look at Wenk. Wenk looking across the field. There's Slava on your screen right now. And Slava is going to, he's doing a good job of looking back and forth. The tough thing, though, is that because of the field position that Boom has, Red Storm has not been able to make any progression in the center and no progression up that D side. I mean, they have a cross-field spread, but it's just really tough for him right now because of the field pressure, not necessarily the gun pressure. Boom's not putting a lot of gunfire back on Red Storm, but Todd, this point's gone long. Slava's got a ton of paint, though.
Yeah, he does. He's looking across the field, gives up the gun dominance to Wenk, but then takes it right back. I think, you know, Hopkins over there is looking across the field. Now he's back straight ahead.
Wenk is
I think the two Boom players really kind of need to double up on Slava. Well, but Slava also has an opportunity here and there to take it, try and take down Wenk.
Well, Wenk has no paint, Todd. Wenk literally just picked 2 balls up off the ground.
Yeah, and the Dorito 3 player for Boom is over there just crushing paint in his gun right now. So, you know, the Wank's back man right behind him.
Yeah, huge difference.
I mean, he keeps switching back and forth. You know, if Slava can time it right, you know, he might have an opportunity to go run down Wank, maybe even get a second one, stay alive if he doesn't trade out. But, you know, kind of tough right now for anybody. That Jason Dennis, you know, if he tries to make a move down the middle, then Slava should be able to pick him up. You know, Hopkins keeps kind of going back and forth. But, I mean, Boom in control of the field, in control of the score right now. Rittinghouse and Hopkins over there kind of still working together.
You know, and Slava's really the only one that's been proactive in his bunker. The other two players on Red Storm, Hopkins and Rittinghouse, you know, they're just kind of hunkered down and just trying to control those lanes. But they're down a point. So, you know, Slava, you can tell he understands the situation. Hey, we're down one, and we have to win this one. We're also down a body, so I've got to try to produce a kill. Still a ton of time left, though. Really long point here. 11 minutes and 11 seconds to go. And Slava's got paint to work with, too. So, Todd, do you think Hopkins and Rittenhouse are out of paint? Is that why they're not really engaging right now?
It looks like Rittinghouse is out of paint. I see an empty pack on his back. He might have one hidden in there, but, yeah, that's about it. Oh, that was Slava's opportunity right there to go run down the 50 Snake. Everybody looking on the inside. Slava straight ahead.
Yeah, he was loading, though.
And there, yeah, and now bailing all the way back. That's Christopher Jansen. Bails all the way back to the tower. And there was the move right there.
Oh, Slava, beautiful move. Let's see, did he get hit too? So the referee's gonna get in there and call it a simultaneous hit. Wait, yeah, I was gonna say, he definitely shot Wank. So Slava tried to get the drop on Wank, but as soon as he went, the crowd screamed, and thus letting Wank know that Slava had made the move. It was a good move though, Todd, and he waited for the Boom player to kick back over to that center to make that move. So Slava played pretty good in that Snake, even down bodies. And that is gonna do it, because another Brandon Rittinghouse. So right after Slava made his aggressive move, Rittinghouse, he got shot, and that left one player left alive in Hopkins. And then at that point in time, Red Storm forced to concede the point. So we're gonna have 10 minutes and 9 seconds to go here. Wow, so.
And Slava's down here on the field right now, making his case to the referees that he wasn't shot. You know, definitely had the drop in on Wank. You know, I think he could have made that move if he'd have gone a little bit earlier.
It's just tough because when you're in that situation and you're down bodies, you don't want to make mistakes. Sometimes that slows your move down. Regardless, he played well in there down bodies. We'll be right back after this. Speaking of, you know, we saw that CPS commercial. There's Slava right there, played well in that first or that second point, but you know, it was not enough, unfortunately for them. He did get that kill on the rundown, but Todd, like you said, if he had made that move slightly earlier when the Boom player bumped back out to the center, no one was looking that way, probably could have got him clean. But at the same time, you also got to say that when he went, the crowd started screaming, and that was really kind of what made the Boom players, the Boom player and the Snake, Wank, able to flip his gun around and get that shot on Slava.
Yeah. So. 2-1, 2-0 now in favor of Boom. But, I mean, Boom, they've been the aggressor of those first 2 points. Getting up in the middle, getting Jason Dennis up there, good timing, you know, really making smart bumps across the field. Let's see if Red Storm tries to get a little bit more aggressive this point.
5 guns up for Red Storm. That's a risky breakout, Todd. They left them all in the pocket, didn't even get behind their bunkers, but it looks like no one got shot. So, hey, that'll work. But did they get a shot? The reason why they did that is to try to really get those accurate shots off the break, but it doesn't look like, oh, they did, they shot one. So Gerard takes the whirly walk, but again.
And getting a major coming out to that Dorito side, so gets another body pulled. Boom now down 2.
Yeah, Boom was able to get Dennis up in that center again. Calm and composed, Jason Dennis able to get up into that center structure, that 50-yard line, start wrapping around and control that D side. He's been doing this every single point here against Red Storm. Red Storm's gonna have to get out, man. You're not gonna be able to stay alive in there. So Number 2 for Red Storm, Gorbinski. Gorbowski actually takes the walk. Slava back in the snake. Nice move by Slava. Slava quickly gunfights down this tape and gets his dominance. Slava's real good on that crisp. He's real good at the gunfight there. Those crisp moves, real quick reflexes, but he's losing a bunch of bodies around him.
And right now, Jason Dennis is still up in that center, just feasting. Here he comes.
We just saw Slava right there get a little too sloppy. His bodies were starting to drop. He realized he needed to try to create something there, but wasn't able to do it, and he gets taken out. Last player locking off for Red Storm.
Well, so Red Storm really unable to take advantage of the major that Boom got off the break. They blew the horn so that they could preserve the major. Here's a look in the Boom pits right now.
We got Breezy, Chris, Jason Dennis, and Max. Who's in the box?
I don't know which one. Penalty. You need to ask.
Max is in the box.
So Boom trying to earn 6 strikes. Second pro tournament for them here. And doing pretty good so far, Todd, here against Red Storm. This game brought to you by PlanetEclipse.com. Huge supporter of paintball, huge supporter of this project and many others. Also, you know, can't wait to see Shock having such a good event. Well, they're having a pretty good event. And it looks like they are moving on as they went 2-1-1, but the new season of the roster for Planet Eclipse is going to be on Aftershock. So, man, that is going to be very interesting. And I believe we're going to have a sneak peek of the first episode in Chicago, so it's another thing to look forward to. And again, go to pspevents.com, get your team in the fight, man. It's we had 181 teams here at this event combined through all the divisions. It's sold out, and it's going to sell out again in Chicago. Chicago is always the second biggest event of the year, so we have about 20 seconds before the start of this crucial point for Red Storm because they are down 3 right now. And Todd, we all know the stats on that point spread.
Yeah, you know, it's saving grace right now for Red Storm is the fact that they're going to be playing 5-on-4 to start this point. But they're also starting on the dry side. Boom starting from the swamp side, breaking out to the Dorito 1, makes it out there this time, doubling up that tower on the Dorito, up in the can on the snake side, shooting across. Here comes Red Storm all the way to the 50.
Slava again.
Looked like Slava wanted to go farther, but took a core sample, hit the brakes. And now he is looking across the field. Red Storm coming in, bumping in behind him as well, coming into snake 1.
You know, Todd, for how well that Boom has been controlling those lanes and shooting players off the break, Slava's just been walking into the snake pretty much, man.
Yeah, he really has. You know, once Boom had made it out wide, you know, kind of lost control of, you know, locking off that snake zone. And Slava doing a good job of getting in here. It's just whether or not he can get anything out of it. As Boom has 18 seconds left on that major, they fill out to the Dorito side corner. So Dorito side corner, Dorito 1, and the 2 towers in the middle. Oh, looks like there might be one body. Yep, there he goes. Chris Jansen gets shot out of that tower. And on the attack now, here comes Red Storm. Got to watch out for that box. Coming out of the box and getting a kill. Oh, wow. So Red Storm with enough bodies left alive after the melee.
Oh, there's still.
Oh, there it was. There was another body hiding over there in the Dorito side corner.
Did they finally pick him up? Was there? Yeah, they finally, the D side player for Red Storm was able to pick him up. So he's going to go and pick that flag up off the ground. Though lots of bodies get chopped up, it doesn't matter, man. All you need is one guy left alive. You don't get any points for alive bodies like back in the day. It's pretty simple. You just need to grab that flag and hang it, and you only need one guy to do that. So right now, nice job by Red Storm here to get on the board. Finally, 2 points separate these teams. 7 minutes and 19 seconds to go as the referee checks out that last player alive for Red Storm. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Looking at into Boom's pits right now, and Boom let that one slip away. They almost pulled it back at the very end with that last player left alive, wheeling and dealing out of the back corner bunker, and Red Storm went to sleep on him. And, you know, so earlier on in this event, Boom lost to Texas Storm 7-2, and Red Storm lost to VCK yesterday 4-1. You know, Red Storm and Boom not really having great first events. There's Slava getting ready to roll for this next one. And he's been a real force for them, man. He's done well over here on this Snake side of the field. 2 confirmed for him, 3 for Brandon Rittenhouse. Let's see what sort of game plan they come out with now. Is Slava going to be able to continue his push on this Snake side of the field? Can Boom get Dennis back up in that center? Couple seconds to go. On the breakout, checking out Boom right now on the screen. Heavy guns up for them. They send a streaker out wide on the D side. Stay in the pocket, and then they launch Dennis up the center again. Dennis pauses for a second, and then Dennis continues his push forward to the center fortress. And then he shoots that little crack. He's trying to get a shot and shut down the Snake side of the field. Slava stays in the pocket this time. They did not send Slava. Red Storm didn't send Slava out. And here comes the attack from Storm up the center. Pauses, though. He had to get put into his bunker.
Yeah, Hopkins knows that Dennis keeps getting up in there, so he just wants to go get him out of there right away. But as Boom loses a body, Trevor Regan gets shot. He comes walking out the field, so 3 bodies in the backfield, all on the Dorito side for Boom. But they do have Dennis up there in the middle. But here comes, oh, and Hopkins. I think he might have got shot in the back of the head going to go get.
Well, he definitely had to go get, who was it?
Jason Dennis.
Yeah, Jason Dennis. But he did the whole, you know, when you get shot by your guy, turn around and do the whole, like, for real? Did you really just destroy my awesome move I was about to do? Trying to go kill Dennis, man. Dennis has been a problem for us. Stop shooting me in the back of the head.
Seriously. First time they even got a shot to go get Dennis.
And there's Slava digging out, finally making his way out to the Snake side, all the way from that stand-up center bunker and now into the Snake. So smart, methodical play by Slava over here. Slava all the way to the 50-yard line, continuing his work on this Snake side. Let's see if he can get some kills out of here. Red Storm needs it. They're still down by 2. 5 minutes and 51 seconds to go. Great field position for Red Storm on the Snake side as those guys in the center on the D side are just locked into their lanes, and they can't give Slava much because Slava's got this dominant field position side. However, with Dennis up there in the center, do you think Slava knows that center's hot? He's got to know that center's hot by now, right?
I mean, after the first 4 points of this game, I would just assume that Jason Dennis is still in there.
Yeah, Jason Dennis has played pretty much every second of this game at that center. And now Slava.
Oh, I guess he didn't know he was there.
Yeah, so Slava's got to be careful he doesn't get a penalty. He's pushing forward. The referee finally gets in there and pulls him out.
The Red Storm comes into the Snake 1. Still continue to try and push this Snake side. Set one out to the Dorito side or to the Snake corner on the break. Got shot. Slava comes out here. And now another one. So just 2 bodies left alive for Red Storm. 4 bodies left alive for Boom, and Boom took control of this game early. Been up in that center ever since, and just staying alive and making smart bumps behind him. Not risking any silly gun battles, picking off those first couple bodies of Red Storm.
And yeah, Todd, with the lead they have, it's only 2 points. We're looking at 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and I was going to say the point's going to be conceded soon because when you're up bodies like that, Boom was up 4 on 2. It's just Rittinghouse and Sergey left alive for Red Storm. Well, then Boom's just gonna bring in the backhoe, build a fortress, and just post up, not go anywhere, shoot lanes. So smartly, Red Storm concedes. However, that gives them a 3-point spread here that they're gonna need to overcome in 4 minutes and 31 seconds. Again, this game brought to you by Planet Eclipse. We'll be right back after this. Overhead look here at the field layout. You see how that Snake is broken up into different segments, and the way that those back bunkers sit, you see that tower where the refs are, man, that tower really can control the Snake side of the field. And what that does is it makes it very challenging for the Snake players. And you see some have done a lot better than others. Those that have had their wits about them over here and are able to play creatively, but smartly, have been able to make it into the 50s and get past it and do some work. The D side's been real solid as well. We've seen some great play over there. And as we have seen, Boom has just been able to get up in the center constantly, every single point unabated, and lock that D side down. That's typically what those center players do. Sometimes they will hunt for kills underneath the center fortress. Other times they'll lock up on the Snake, but very rarely. Normally they just lock that D side down. So can Red Storm get back into this? Looks like a timeout is called, so let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She's down in the pits.
Hey guys, I am down here in Boom's pit. You guys are doing a great job right now. You're ahead 3 points. It's 4-1, 4.5 minutes left. Yesterday wasn't such a great day for you, though. You lost both of your matches. What was stopping you from being productive yesterday?
We were trying to push the field a little too hard, and we knew we should sit back, and we started getting a little greedy. So we'd lose a guy, and we'd still try to push. And on this field, we just have to sit more tight. And now that's paying off. Even we'll let them take the ground, and we'll shoot them out when they do it.
Did you figure out any new plays or strategies last night while re-looking at the field and the mistakes you made?
Yeah, I mean, all we really did was talk about stop making those silly bumps and sit tight, and we got to outweigh them. Let them make the move, and we'll shoot them instead of us making the move and us getting shot.
All right, cool. We'll see if Boom can keep the lead. Back to you.
Well, I think it's interesting, Todd, that he was saying how they're going to try to outweigh them, but they are pushing a little aggressively still. They've been up in that center every single point. That's not a conservative play. It's a smart play, but, you know, they're at the 50-yard line. So, Boom, they're doing a great job. We'll be right back after this. So we are here at the 2014 PSP Mid-Atlantic Open. We're looking at some Challengers Division action here as Boom is up on Red Storm 4-1. And it's been a pretty dominant performance, other than some moves by Slava over here on the Snake side, and that one point that they did score where it was a decent team effort. Brandon Grinningshouse confirmed kill leader for him. He's playing pretty well for Storm, but Storm needs some production, Todd, out of the rest of their guys. They need to shoot guys off the break too to have any chance of coming back in here, and it doesn't look like they did it here at this point.
Yeah, it looks like Storm player might have gotten shot trying to come up into the wing on the Snake side of the field, and he makes it in there alive. So I think this is the first time Storm's been able to actually get 5 guys out on the field alive. Dylan Hopkins looking to make a bump up into that Dorito 2. He does. He gets in there alive. And Boom, with a pretty good field spread, they make it out to the Snake side corner. They got a player up in the middle right now. Boom has, looks like Kevin Wank. I think they finally gave Jason Dennis a little bit of a break. Kevin Wank tries to take that Boom up the middle, get into the fortress on the A, but he gets shot. Looks like Dylan Hopkins picked him up on the way out to the Dorito 3. So Red Storm pushing aggressively up that Dorito side right now. See if they can get any sort of extra field position out of it.
Yeah, it's just that time is an issue now, and Slava gets shot out of the bunker towards the center of the God bunker, and then now this is really putting Red Storm in a bad spot. They did shoot Wank though, so this does even it does even up the body count. However, Red Storm not really in position on this Snake side. They did have a player pretty far up on the D side, but he gets shot out too. So it's not looking good right now. Uh-oh, wait, here we go. Boom. Looks like they lose a body out of the back corner bunker. Boom tries to fill the spot, dig out wide. Do a little damage control.
Yeah, another body goes down for Red Storm. So Boom just really controlling, picking out bodies, getting gun battles, getting field position. Just pretty much being utterly dominated out here. You know, Red Storm. So, you know, Boom in position, they lose a body, but out of that snake side corner, but they still have 3 bodies along that back line. Dorito side corner, Dorito side tower, and the snake side temple. Red Storm with just 2 bodies. Boom on the aggressive on the Dorito side, out of the corner into Dorito 1. Nobody looking his way. Will he take another bite? Actually, he's into Dorito 2. Red Storm player in the Dorito side tower trying to fight with him a little bit. Red Storm bumps into Snake 1, trying to get a little wide, get a shot in, across the field. Red Storm player asking for a check on his head. Catches a bounce, he's still alive. Time ticking away, 1:30 left on the clock.
Yeah, it's too much time, or not enough time, Todd. Minute and 30, and it's just not enough time to score 3 points. And Red Storm really struggling here.
Yeah, Red Storm's gonna wear it in the head again out of that tower.
So this is good for Boom. This gives Boom a chance as the point is conceded by Red Storm. So with 1:18 left, we're going to see probably 1 more point out here. But Boom, you know, they struggled yesterday, and this win will be big for them because they have another game this afternoon against Top Gun Union on the Challengers field. After this game, we will have Houston VCK. John Jackson and the boys from Texas are going to be taking on Top Gun Union. So we'll see what Top Gun Union and VCK have to offer the Challengers division. And then after that, we will head into the Champions division. This afternoon bracket's going to be madness. And if you got, hopefully you tuned in for this morning. If not, go back and watch it because, my God, it was that was probably, well, it was crazy because, you know, we had ties, which we rarely see. Most of the games were pretty close. Dynasty emerged as the powerhouse team here in the prelims, particularly in that bracket. And honestly, I feel for the tournament as well, too. We'll see how everyone does here in the afternoon bracket, though, as Impact, you know, who maybe Impact will go undefeated, too. I'm sure, you know, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Impact, they got to play Damage.
And then
Damage didn't play bad yesterday.
And X Factor. And X Factor went 0-2 yesterday, so the world champs struggling yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's another one of those situations where anything could happen. You know, it started off in the afternoon where, you know, Crew kind of put it on X Factor 5-2, but then, you know, Vicious played Damage, 5-5 tie. Impact beat up Crew, and then you had 2 2-1 games in that for X Factor Damage and Vicious Impact. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. You know, we'll see how, you know, how aggressive, how different, you know, some of these teams, you know, have their game plans, you know, set up here for today's competition. I mean, it really felt like, you know, the morning bracket teams really kind of switched up a lot of stuff. Not enough for our chaos, but I felt like everybody tightened it up a little bit, but did get a little bit more tricky in their, you know, game planning from point to point. So.
Well, how crazy is the relegation game tomorrow morning? I know the pro players may hate me saying this, but those are some of my favorite. Other than the final games, and the semifinal games are always awesome. But there's so much at stake in those relegation games. I mean, if you lose that game, you go down the Challenge Division. These top teams don't want to do that. And here we go with under a minute to play. Red Storm finally able to make it up to the center 50, but they're mirrored up right now. So let's see if Dennis can come around, or is it going to be Red Storm? We'll see here. Red Storm on the attack and goes and trades out. That's number 8, Gorbovsky. Vladimir is going to take the walk off. A nice job, but it's not going to be enough as we got about 30 seconds to go here before the end of this match. The final score most likely going to be 5-1 in favor of Boom. Boom still has Gerard, Mann, and Jansen left on the field. Jansen used to play for Shock, right?
Chris Jansen? I believe so. Played a little bit on Shock.
And here on the move up the center, Boom's gonna try to put one more on the board. He's just gonna run right past the last player alive for Red Storm and hang it up with 7 seconds to go. So that's something we haven't seen yet in this event, as you know, he looked at him too. He saw him and he realized that guy didn't pick him up, so he just ran right past him. Referee making him do the dance. And it looks like the hang is good, so 1 more point goes for Boom. That's gonna help out their point spread. So the score will be
5-1?
Yeah, 5-1 pretty much will do it here. So we'll be right back after this. So as the teams spill out to shake some hands, big congratulations goes to Boom for their big win. 6-1, huge score for them. Not able to close out the 7th, but they did get the last point on with less than a second to go. And Red Storm takes another loss here. So Boom looking pretty good in that game. If they can keep that up, man, in their game this afternoon against Top Gun Union, won't see that's on the Challengers Division field. But next up, we have VCK and Top Gun Union. So let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She is down on the sidelines.
Hey guys, I'm standing here with John Woodley from Heat. This game just wrapped up. Boom won 6-1. You guys were just going up against Moscow Red Legion. You won 5-4. Tell me, you have been having a good weekend on the Challenger field. You've gone 3-0 so far, but how's the competition compared to the champions bracket?
I mean, I'd say we're here, you know, it's rough what happened last event, but, you know, we come here, you know, we know we're a great team, and we're definitely better than a lot of teams out here in the Challengers. And it's just a different style of play, you know. Just saying that we're a better team, you know, we have to go to our spots, especially on this field layout, and just like kind of lock it down and just stay alive and not just get shot out of our bunkers, you know. If we're a better team, so we got to, you know, get to our spots, communicate as a team, you know, stay alive.
Well, you guys had a rough event in Dallas, like you said, but so did the Russians. They, I believe, didn't win any of their matches in Dallas. Yeah. They're doing a better job. You guys are the only team that beat them. Yeah. How were they in your match? They almost tied you. They were close. Yeah, we got up 4-0 on them real quick. And then we kind of just, you know, let them come at us a little bit. I guess they kind of adjusted, really, and we kind of just kept doing the same thing. And yeah, we just got a little sloppy, so, I mean, a win's a win. We'll take it. Just clean it up for the next one. All right, well, he is 3-0 for right now. They'll be having one more match. Stay tuned for another match coming up.
Thanks.